saw a movie recently that I probably should have watched by myself only. I should have kept it to myself. That as a little gem for myself. Because I feel like overall as I was watching it, I was watching it with my sister. And I should probably tell you the movie. But it just kind of like started unveiling my own personal psychopathology. It's like, my sister every time I said something would be like, she would just glance, and it was nighttime and it was dark, but I could feel the glances and the glass's reflection. I would see it peering at me, and I would be like, "Oh shit!" I'm thinking I should keep these comments to myself, but I'm keep making them. Somehow I can't fully coordinate with myself that I should probably stay shut for the next 2 hours. The movie was I Saw the Devil. It's a Korean film. It's about this guy, secret agent, and his girlfriend, right? And if you think it's a love story, let me just tell you right away, it's not a love story. She dies, and within the first 5 minutes, by the end of the credits, she's already pretty much on the deathbed. This guy is there's this guy, he's a homicidal maniac. He's a serial killer who goes around, in a school bus, and goes around picking up his victims, killing them inside the car, and then not killing them, and just, sedating them by bludgeoning, and then takes them to his, house, and in the secret chamber of that house, where he has, ventilation. It's pretty much like a dungeon setup, really. He has a guillotine, and I'm like, wow, interesting. My sister just shoots glances at me like that, like, what's interesting? I'm like, no, how, and then you have to, deflect all the tension that's being pressed on you. And it's like, well, Korea does a terrible job of, background checks, because he has a criminal record. In the movie, we discover he has a laundry list of criminal activities of the same crime. I mean, after 1 or 2 decapitations, you would think the police would keep closer tabs on you. Apparently not. He's driving a school bus, so the school system doesn't even do background checks either, but if the police doesn't, why would I assume that the school does it either way? And apparently he's the cleanest sort of, serial killer, because he beats the shit out of their heads in the car. You see blood splatter all over the place, but the next day when he's driving the car, bus, it's just like, it's not really a bus, it's a van. I should probably clarify that. It's a van. Yeah. And it's just like, the seats are clean. The windows are clean. That must be the greatest disinfectant. I feel like Billy Mays sold him that shit that he's using to clean the shit. God rest your soul, Billy Mays. I don't want to use your name in vain. And he just gets away with it, in the beginning. And then the secret agent, he's pissed, of course, because he kind of decapitated his fiance, who was pregnant, and mentioned this to the serial killer. And, and I'm just saying what I would do if I were a secret agent, man. I mean, listen, this is what I would do. I would find the person. That's the basic part of it. That's where me and him correlate. And I would go on to capture him and put a capsule inside his stomach and torture him sadistically, ripping out his Achilles tendon, beating the shit out of him. But I would do it in the confines of sort of a Saw setup. I don't give him that much of an option to escape. But then again, I understand his point where he's just saying, alright, I'll let you go, but I'm gonna fucking get you later. It's like that thrill of getting almost away, and then being pulled back in and be like, oh, fuck. It's like being in the Amazon, swimming in a river, and a pink dolphin comes at you. And you think, it's just a pink dolphin. It'll all be okay. And then fucking piranhas pop out, and then they just start eating the dolphin, and you think, well, you know what? It'll be okay. It'll work itself out. I'll be able to get away. And then you realize piranhas in their herd, or pack, carry about a little bit over 200 sort of inhabitants. So, yeah, the possibilities of you getting away are not that high. And so we're watching this movie still, and I'm still like, them commenting on every sort of sadistic thing that occurs. And it's like, oh, I mean, he shouldn't have done that. He should have ripped out both Achilles tendons and only broken one of the wrists, which he did do. And so I was like, okay, we're seeing eye to eye again. So the secret agent lets this guy go. And like all good fuck-ups with revenge, the guy gets a hold because you underestimate the guy you're sadistically, torturing. And then he gets away, and then he, just murders the rest of that family. And then I'm like, you fucking son of a bitch. And my sister's like, dude, you were fucking agreeing with most of the shit he was doing a couple seconds ago. Now he's like a dumbass? It's like I said, I wouldn't have given him that much freedom and liberty. I would have kept him a little bit more restricted. Kept him tied up, the guillotine, and then maybe throw in a little bit of the ending of I Spit on Your Grave. Because I appreciate the guillotine and his son pulling, the cord on the serial killer. But I don't necessarily, believe that the shotgun was not an option. So my sister just looks at me and she's like, she's still glancing at me and she's like, I'm like, what? And she doesn't say anything else. She just keeps going through that until the end of the movie. I wish I could tell you that she said something witty or something more unnervingly, poignant to be like, you're kind of a psychopath. But she didn't. So there that goes. It's a very good movie you should watch. Although, if you're watching it with children, you probably shouldn't watch it with children. Just for, all that emotional scar you might inflict upon them.